Hi, everybody. I'm George Barnett. I'm a real estate agent here in eastern Idaho. Today, we're talking about electricity and propane with Ted, Fall River, uh, electricity and propane. Um, Ted, tell us about what you do.
I have a variety of tasks. I handle communications, marketing, public relations for Fall River Electric Cooperative. And then I also, because we have a propane subsidiary, I do all the marketing and advertising on the propane side.
Okay. So, Fall River is a cooperative, as you said. So, can you tell us the difference between a cooperative and then like your normal power company or energy company?
Yeah. Fall River was actually started in Ashton, Idaho. We're celebrating our 85th year. 1938 was the year of founding. And it all came about because the town of Ashton, people in the town of Ashton had electricity, and the farmers outside of town did not. So they were living by kerosene lanterns and candles in the 1930s. And so they wanted electricity, so they formed a cooperative. They borrowed money from the federal government, which was paid back, and they used that money to start building power lines and putting up power poles.
Okay.
So that's how the co-op got started. We are a cooperative, so we're different than an investor-owned utility.
Okay.
Investor-owned utility is owned by stockholders.
Mm-hmm.
They're about making a profit so that they can earn dividends. As a cooperative, we're owned by the customers that we serve. So if you get your power from Fall River Electric, you're an owner of our business. We call our owners owner members. Just like a credit union has members, they're owned by their members, the same with us. We're a nonprofit utility, a nonprofit business. But we do sometimes, most times, collect a little more money than we need to operate our business. But we return that money to our members, to our customers. And we do it through a variety of ways, primarily through a program called Patronage Capital. We retain those funds for about a 20-year cycle, and then we pay that money back to the members based upon how much electricity they used in the years that we're paying back. We also, some years, are able to give an instant owner rebate, which is basically we collected much more money than we needed. And so rather than putting it all in Patronage Capital, we'll put some of it in Patronage Capital and issue some of it as an instant owner rebate. So a person gets a rebate the year after in that coming year. We generally apply those as credits to their accounts, whereas Patronage Capital is paid out as cash. And Patronage Capital is an asset. So when members leave our service territory, if they permanently leave our area, they can cash out their Patronage Capital. It's at a discounted rate because obviously it's like an annuity. It earns income. But they also can keep that money and get it on the regular payout cycle of Patronage Capital. So if a person leaves the area or a person continues to live here and perhaps they die, they pass away, that's an asset to that estate. So that's a tremendous benefit that a cooperative offers that investor-owned utility doesn't. So if you're thinking about moving to Fremont County, make sure you look for property that is served by Fall River Electric, because that's an electric utility where you get money back.
Well, that's great. That's great. Can you tell me about your service area? Where do you serve?
We serve rural areas of counties in eastern Idaho primarily. So we serve all of Island Park in Fremont County. We serve the West Yellowstone, Montana area, and we serve all of Teton Valley, which is the Driggs, Victor,
Okay.
Teutonia area. We also serve Grand Targhee Resort in Alta, Wyoming. And then as you go further south, we're in more of the rural portions of the county. So in Fremont County, we're in a little bit in Twin Groves and Chester and Wilford. And then as you go into Madison County, we're in Hibbard, Burton, Archer, and down into Jefferson County into the Ryrie area. Again, we don't serve the towns,
Okay.
but we serve a lot of the rural portions of those counties. And that's what a rural electric cooperative is all about.
Sure. And you also have a propane division. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, the propane company is newer. We started it in 1999. And the reason it started was we had members, electric members, who wanted gas, and natural gas is not available primarily in rural areas of the counties that we serve. So we created a propane company. It's a wholly owned subsidiary of Fall River Electric. In fact, it's a for-profit company. So the profits made by the propane company are then paid into the electric utility, and all of the members of the electric utility benefit from those profits.
Okay.
So we always say, if you are using propane in your home or your business, you should buy from the company that you own. And that's the story of Fall River Propane. We service all of the areas that the electric utility serves, plus we've expanded that area. We serve into western Wyoming, the Jackson and Star Valley area, and we're serving further and further into eastern Idaho. We're down in the Idaho Falls area, Swan Valley, Firth and Shelley areas with a propane business. So that business has expanded beyond the boundaries of electric. But it was all created initially to the benefit of electric members who wanted to cook or heat their hot water with gas, and propane was the solution where natural gas wasn't available.
Okay. Can you tell us where most of your electricity comes from? Hydroelectric is pretty popular out here.
Yep.
What else?
About anywhere from 80 to 85% of the power that we provide our members comes from hydroelectric power generation. And hydroelectric is driven by water, as you probably know. So the value, that's the value of the dams of the Bonneville Power Administration. That's our primary wholesale power provider. And they operate dams on the Snake River and the Lower Snake River and on the Columbia River system. And the advantage of hydropower is that power is available anytime, day or night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So unlike solar and wind, you don't generate any solar power at night, and you don't generate any wind power from wind turbines when the wind doesn't blow. So that's the advantage of hydropower. Plus, it's low cost, and it helps us keep our rates low. We actually have some of the lowest rates in the entire United States on the Fall River system. We also operate 5 hydroelectric facilities of our own. They're small, low impact hydro facilities, but we have hydro operations on the Henry's Fork at both the Island Park Dam as well as near Chester. And we also operate on the Buffalo River, which is just to the west of Ponds Lodge in Island Park. And then we have 2 hydro facilities on the Teton River at Felt. And those contribute to that 80 to 85%.
Okay.
It depends on the water year as to how much water comes down the Henry's Fork and the Teton Rivers. But typically we're somewhere between 10 and 15% of our total hydro production comes from our very own hydro facilities. So again, a very low cost way to generate power on an efficient, effective basis.
Okay. Ted, what is your favorite part of Fremont County?
My favorite part is the outdoor recreation that's available to us in Fremont County. Our family is very engaged in horseback riding. And so we ride horses in the Island Park area, Harriman State Park, and then we also go over into Teton Valley and into the Teton Mountain Range. I grew up in a big city. I grew up in North Carolina.
Okay.
And so I didn't grow up learning how to hunt and fish. So I don't take advantage of that, but I have family members that do, and obviously lots of friends and neighbors that enjoy the outdoor recreation. And because we service Grand Targhee Ski Resort, that's a fantastic ski resort with some of the greatest powder snow available in the western United States. Far better snow than what you get on the Jackson Hole side. And so that's not too far from Fremont County either.
Okay.
45-minute drive and you're on the slopes at Grand Targhee.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ted.
You bet.